Change the Game by Colin Kaepernick. First Chapter Friday read aloud video with the Word Nerd. All month long, I'm going to be focusing on books that have the word game in the title. The Hunger Games, The Inheritance Games, The Weston Game, Ender's Game, and Change the Game. One last thing before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the 7th graders at John Muir Middle School in Wausau, Wisconsin. So glad you guys are here for this First Chapter Friday video. Thanks for watching and happy reading! Hey everybody, my name's Amanda Zieba. Welcome to my channel, Learning with the Word Nerd, and another First Chapter Friday video. This week we're going to be reading from Change the Game by Colin Kaepernick. It is the last book in my series this March, all of the books having game in the title, and I'm so excited to share this one with you for a bunch of different reasons. Number one, it's a graphic novel, which I know y'all love, and so I'll leave the screen here in a minute and show the pages close up. I'm also really excited because it starts with a topic that people love a lot in our country, which is sports, and it takes us into a topic which is really hard to talk about sometimes, which is racism and identity and finding our own place in the world. And so I'm so grateful to Colin Kaepernick for tackling this issue and for doing it in a way that is accessible and easy for us to digest. So yes, that Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback from the NFL, wrote this book about his own life. So it's a memoir, meaning it's a portion of his life. And it's a graphic novel. So lots of different things and ways we can discuss this book, whether we're talking about genre, whether we're talking about format, whether we're talking about content. It is just amazing, and I'm so excited you're here to read it. So let's not waste another minute. We'll dive right in and read Chapter 1 of Change the Game by Colin Kaepernick. If after reading this book you want to learn more about Colin Kaepernick, pick up this nonfiction biography, Who is Colin Kaepernick? Chapter 1, In the Mirror. California, some years back. I have never liked to lose, but that day I was losing. In sports, there's nothing unusual about that. You win some, you lose some. If you don't know how to take a loss and figure out for yourself what it means and how it informs your life, could be a homer, folks. And Colin Kaepernick, under so much pressure, he is devastated. And there it goes, a home run. That's 5 earned runs charged to Kaepernick this inning. Rough day for this talented young pitcher. That day, that loss would teach me a lesson I've never forgotten. All right, Colin, you're at right field this inning. Jason, you're on the mound. Got it, coach. Yeah, got it. In the first panel, you can see Colin walking out to right field. And then someone says, "Yo, are you really walking through our warm-up right now?" So he's walking right between the pitcher and the catcher of the other team, which is super disrespectful. And somebody else, one of his teammates, says, "Colin, we're not supposed to do that." In the stands, somebody leans over and talks to his mom and says, "Tough game, huh, Teresa?" And she looks pretty uncomfortable, but she says, "Uh-huh." And then someone says, "Colin, what's up?" "My bad, my shoe just came untied," he said. The text box says later, but I'm guessing this is after the game. It says, "I know your parents are sorry they had to miss the end of the game, sweetie." Must be another mom driving him home and talking to him. "Your dad said he had a work dinner? He's really making moves over there at the plant." Colin says, "Mm-hmm." And she continues. She says, "I know you're upset, Colin, but everyone has a bad day sometimes." He says, "Yeah, thanks." He gets home and he says, "Hello, anybody home?" The note my father left me that day has stuck with me ever since. It said, "When you're trying to correct a problem, you should start by looking in the mirror." I was so mad at him in that moment, mad at him for putting me on the spot. Mad at him because I knew he was right. This scene shifts from a baseball field to a football field. I learned a lesson that day I haven't been able to shake since. There are a lot of things around me that I can't control. "Okay, Bo, I see you out there working hard." "Thank you, Mrs. Attaway." "His name's Colin, Ma." "Sure, but he's like Bo Jackson. Baseball, football, basketball, the boy does it all." And I started to notice that the people who made me feel good about myself made me feel like I belonged. I wanted to maneuver toward those people. Look at him. He's hypnotized. It looks like Colin is back at home now and he's watching TV. His parents are talking behind him. Look at him, he's hypnotized. He's a teen boy, Rick. He's gonna have heroes. Sure, but does it have to be Allen Iverson? Iverson for the three. AI with a crossover. Wow. Here's Iverson on the open court, AI behind the back, and that's why they call him the General. I worshipped Iverson, not just because he was an amazing ball player. It was everything about him, his drive, his style. He wore his blackness like a suit of armor, and I wanted to be that way, to feel that way. Now Colin's back at school. See you later, Mom. What's up, Brian? Hey, bro. So I was wondering, where did you get your hair done like that? What, you mean cornrows? Yeah, cornrows. Let's see what you got here. Yeah, this'll work. My brother has a friend. She can hook you up, but you gotta grow it out first. About 3 inches should get you right. 3 inches. Got it. Thanks. No problem, man. Ready to head out, Bo? I need to take the car for an oil change, but we should be able to squeeze your haircut in first. No thanks. I don't need a haircut today. Second Saturday is Supercut Saturday, Colin. Can see his dad kind of ruffling up his hair there, kind of being playful. I decided I'm growing my hair out. You're what? And I'm getting cornrows. You can see his parents looking confused, and his mom says, he's getting what? Rolls? They don't understand. I didn't have the words then for what I was experiencing. I just saw the stares, heard the whispers. He looks like a clown. And I got the message loud and clear. My existence, my body, the way my own hair grew out of my head naturally, that was somehow not okay. Eventually, they got tired of arguing with me. Well, this is it. Just call me when you're done, I guess. So now Colin's over at a friend's house. She's going to do his hair, and she says, your hair is really dry. Was I supposed to wet it? What? Oh, you really don't know. What I mean is you have to moisturize your hair. I'll give you some pink oil to take with you. And I don't know if this is long enough. Don't you want to come back in a month? A month? Colin is just like flabbergasted. He feels like he's already waited so long. It's fine. I guess I can use rubber bands or something. This was it. I knew it. The beginning of a new journey. I would be a new person. I could see it all now. The path laid before me. So as she's working, somebody else comes into the room and says, Dee Dee, I have an emergency. The mall is about to close and I need that top that was on sale. Tasha, that's not an emergency. It is. What am I supposed to wear to the basketball game? So they get in the car and she says, this'll just take a sec. Then we'll get back to the house and I'll finish you up. You need to wait in the car. Look at your head. I have a reputation to protect out here. And the girl in the front seat, Tasha, says, I'll leave the AC on. So the girls go into the mall and they come back out and he says, that was quick. And she says, told you we need to make one more stop though. We ran into Marcus and he saw that the Krispy Kreme hot light is on. What's Krispy Kreme? For those of you that don't know, Krispy Kreme is a delicious donut shop. They're in the car, they're singing, it's a natural thing, and I'm as smooth as cream, and I know you can sell a fool a dream. That's probably not the way it goes, but that's how it sounds in my head. At this point, this was shaping up to be the greatest night of my life. And then his cell phone rings, and it says, uh-oh. So afterwards, Colin is sitting with his family, and his mom is saying, we want to support your decisions, and of course it's your hair, but we just don't want you to look like unprofessional, his dad says, and like a little thug, his mom says. You need to cut your hair. Colin's up in his room now, and he says, I didn't care what my parents thought. I knew what I thought of myself and the corners of the world where I could feel and be my full self. And I knew I had felt in the tiny world of that kitchen when Dee Dee was doing my hair, I felt like myself. And it felt really good. There was only one minor technical problem. And you can see these lightning bolts of pain coming out of Colin's head at school the next day. And his teacher's saying, so if this side of the triangle is X and the side is 3 inches, how would we write a formula to determine Dee Dee's attempts to make my barely long enough hair work with the rubber bands was having some consequences I had not planned for. After school, Colin's talking to his friend, and he says, I mean, you told me it would hurt, but this is like, it hurts a lot. Okay, let me take a look. Ah, she had to use these tight little rubber bands. This looks rough, bro. I think you need to take it out. Take them out? Has to be done. You look like you got a facelift. I know your forehead hurts right now. And then he's in bed and he's laying down and his parents are talking. And they're saying, after I drive to the backside of who knows where to get his hair done, then he's off to the mall without permission. And then I have to wait an extra hour for her to finish. And now he only wears it for 1 day. I don't care what he thinks, Rick. He's cutting his hair. And that's where chapter 1 ends. If you want to find out what happens next for Colin on his journey in personal growth from baseball to football and more, how he learns to stand up for himself and be who he really wants to be, you should pick up a copy of Change the Game by Colin Kaepernick and continue reading. You can find it at your school library, maybe at your favorite local indie bookshop, or via the link in the description box. Then be sure to check out the rest of the First Chapter Friday videos I have for you in this playlist. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel Learning with the Word Nerd for this First Chapter Friday video. I hope you'll come back for more. You can find more of the content I create on these great places online. I'll see you again next time, and happy reading!